right? So, but believe you me, had it been you are a trend line break trader, if you are a trend line break trader, you would have fallen for this fake breakout here. You would have fallen for this fake breakout here. This is actually a fake breakout, all right? Thinking that this trend line, thinking that this trend line has actually gotten broken for you to do what? For you to go short on the market, and immediately you place your short, maybe placing your stop loss right above here, and your first take profit here, and then your second take profit here. As you can see, the market actually knocked you out instantly, and that's why trade and break strategy is not for beginners unless you're experienced to identify that this is actually a fake breakout. How do I know that it's a fake breakout? Is one of the things that what is going on YouTube community. Welcome back to another video of mine. In this video, I'm actually going to be showing you all insane trendline strategy that you can actually use to make a whole lot of money in the forex market. What most of you do not know is that trendline alone is a strategy on its own and is a very powerful tool that your professional traders actually use, and few of them will reveal it to you. We have two types of trendline traders. We have the trendline break traders and the trendline bounce trader. I am a trendline bounce trader, because if you are a trendline bounce trader, you're definitely going in the direction of the overall trend. But if you are a trendline break trader, you are definitely going against the direction of the trend. For example, if the market is buying a particular trend line, you are definitely waiting for that trend line to get broken, then you sell, which is against the bullish move of the trend at that point in time. And that's why if you are not an experienced trader in this market, trend line break strategy is definitely not advised for you, because there are a whole lot of break and fake breakouts in the trend line break strategy. Unless you are experienced enough to identify fake breakouts in the market, aside from that, trend line break strategy is definitely not advised for beginners. In this video, I'm actually going to teach you all the best way to trade trendline bounce strategy, which is one of the most toughest strategy that I use. Most of you in my Telegram community have been asking me, Toby, what strategy do you use? This particular strategy now, which is trendline bounce strategy, is one of the most toughest strategy that I use. So if you are not yet in my Telegram community, or if you are not yet a member of my Telegram community, do well to click on the link in the description below and join that Telegram community, because I post a whole lot of chart analysis, chart markup, which can actually help you in your trading journey. And I also organize weekly webinars via Zoom call where I teach you how to trade forex and also answer most of your confusing forex questions. So before we actually get into the video, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate all the single subscribers out there. It will help me in my journey of hitting 30k subscribers before the end of 2022. Having that said, let's quickly dive into the technical aspects and chart aspects of this video. What is going on, YouTube community? Welcome back to the technical and chart aspects of this video. For this purpose of this video, I will be using AUD JPY for a point of reference on this particular video. So I actually started from a little bit behind so that we will take the strategy and backtest it up to the current price. All right, so basically coming to what I tell in the introductory part of this video, which is the trend line bounce strategy, which is obviously what I'm going to teach you in this trade. What you should be looking out for is the fourth touch of the market. For example, if the market is going up like this, you should be interested on the top touch, which is here, somewhere here. Then you start looking for a buy. All right, so this is the kind of an insight on what you should be expecting. Coming technically to my charts, you must have seen the first touch here, the second touch here, and of course the third touch here, where we was able to do what, to picture out an entry, and would have gone long on this trade with our stop loss somewhere here, and of course our take profit above the last high as first take profit, and then our second take profit somewhere here on the above the second high. All right, so but believe you me, had it been you are a trend line break trader, if you are a trend line break trader, you would have fallen for this fake breakout here. You would have fallen for this fake breakout here. This is actually a fake breakout. All right, thinking that this trend line has actually gotten broken for you to do what? For you to go short on the market, and immediately you place your short, maybe placing your stop loss right above here, and your first take profit here, and then your second take profit here. As you can see, the market actually knocked you out instantly, and that's why trade and break strategy is not for beginners, unless you're experienced to identify that this is actually a fake breakout. How do I know that it's a fake breakout? Is one of the things that I teach in my free webinar. So if you would like or want to join the free seminar where I teach people how to trade and answer a whole lot of your confusing questions, click on the link in the description below and join my Telegram community. All right, so from that, do not also forget that you place your trend line on the week. All right, on the week, not on the body. Why you place it on the week is this chart I am currently now is on a 4-hour time frame. All right, if you place it on the body, if you go to a lower time frame to find your entry, you will actually see that week as a break. All right, why however in the higher time frame is actually a week. So place it on the week, so if you get to the lower time frame, you are not going to get confused. So after the first, or rather, remember, we are interested on just the third touch, sometimes fourth touch, but anything above fourth touch is not actually recommended. So after this trend line, now you keep adjusting your trend line, keep adjusting it. So like currently now, I'm going to do what? I'm going to adjust my trend line to the current zone, or rather the current level. If I adjust it to the current level here, right, then you obviously see that my first touch happens to be here now. All right, my second touch happens to be here now, and I will definitely be interested on the third touch, which is somewhere here. All right, which is somewhere there. That would have been my third touch. And if you have been into my Telegram community, you would have noticed that most of my charts always come with red zone, and that red zone would have obviously been here. All right, which means I will be taking this trade from here until you understand that a break of trend line is not really a break of structure. That alone will help you in trading trend line bound strategy and not to fall for what? Fake breakout. This is what I would have obviously done if had it been that I was taking this trade at this particular point in time. All right, but trust you me that most of you who are trend line break traders would have maybe be looking at a short somewhere here, placing your stop loss above here, and then you take profit somewhere here, and the second take profit somewhere here. At the end of the day, you're obviously going to be what? Knocked out. You are going to be deceived by all these fake breakouts occurring here. That's why you need to be experienced enough. Like I did say, I will be making video how I was able to do what? To know that this is a fake breakout in my next seminar. So do well and join it by clicking on the link in the description below. So from there, after that one, you do what? You adjust your trend line again. Let me delete this red zone that we are no longer using. All right, so that we can be actually see the price clearly. Do not forget to start from the peak of the trend. All right, so if we adjust this trend line like this, obviously our first touch is going to be here now. First touch, second touch, and obviously our third touch would have been here. And since our third touch would have been here, I would have used my entry criteria to picture an entry within here and would have gone long on this trade. All right, then having my stop loss somewhere above here. As simple as that. After this one gets invalidated, you keep adjusting your what? You keep adjusting your trend line to the current level. All right, so if I adjust my trend line like this, then you would discover that here, same here, where the market picks its momentum, becomes our first touch, here our second touch, and obviously here our what? Our fourth touch. And having that, you use your entry criteria and place a buy. Find your entry within somewhere here and place a buy with your take profit above here and your stop loss somewhere above here. And as you can see, the market actually smashed the what? Smashed the take profit. But had it been you were what? A trade line break trader, you would have been deceived by this fake out and would have gone short here. And guess what? You will definitely be knocked out. So after the particular trend gets invalidated, as you can see, this particular one somehow is invalidated, then you will definitely pick a new trend. Here would have been a place that trend line break traders would have done what? Would have made money out of all this series, starting from here to here. Is only here that they would have made money, while we that are trendline bounce trader, we made money here, we made money here, we also made money here, and we also made money here. All right, so that is the power of trendline bounce strategy. All right, so after you discover that this particular trend line is now outdated, what are you going to do? You have to definitely join the trend. Now we picture a new trend, which is from here, here, here. You now discover what? You now discover that no, okay, yeah, you now discover that we now have a new trend. All right, where here becomes our first touch, here being the week, the peak becomes our first touch, here becomes our what? Second touch, and we would have been interested on here, which is our third touch, and we would have definitely used our what? Our entry criteria to picture a trade within here, putting our stop loss right above there, and definitely our take profit somewhere here, and we would have made insane money here. So it also takes an experienced trader to identify that what we have here is a fake out, so that you will not fall for it and go long. All right, so that's it for this particular one. We also, after this, you adjust your trend line to the recent market structure, which would have definitely been here. This would have been another place we would have taken a loss, because had it been we were in this market at this point in time, we would have definitely taken this trade as what? As a sell. Would have taken this trade as a sell somewhere there, take profit somewhere here, and stop loss somewhere here. And this would have been the first trade that we are going to take a loss on. Would have taken this trade and it would have hit our stop loss. That's why I do tell people, no matter how solid your strategy is, you will definitely take losses from time to time. What matters is how many times do you win. As you can see, we have already taken like more than 6 trades and you're only taking 1 loss now, and each of those trades are up to 1:3 risk to reward. That is crazy and high profitable. That's why you should always use proper risk management, because you never know when your strategy will fail. All right, it might be that particular trade you want to risk it all will be the one that will fail you using your strategy. That's why you want to use accurate, proper risk management. So after that one, now we now discover that this trend line has gotten broken. We keep waiting for a new structure to occur. It takes time for a new trend to occur, giving you a perfect trend line. All right, so after waiting, we're able to discover what a new trend from here happens to be the first touch, second touch, and we extend it, never knowing where the third touch will obviously going to be. So looking at it from here now, you will discover that here automatically becomes our first touch, second touch, and third touch. We would have used our entry criteria and do and place a buy from here, having our stop loss right above here, and definitely our take profit, as you can see, would have been somewhere here, alright, would have been somewhere there, and it smashed our take profit. I know you must have been seeing me saying entry criteria. That is because that the market just got to your trend doesn't mean you will take the trade. No, you look for some entry criteria that you will definitely use to take up those trade. For the purpose of this video, I'm not teaching entry criteria in this video, but if you want to learn it, then you have to click on the link in the description and join my Telegram community where I teach people how to trade forex. I will definitely be doing that on the next seminar that will be coming up. So after this one, you do what? You adjust your trend line here to the recent price, which happens to be here now, and then you adjust it like this. All right, so having it this way, your first touch becomes here, your second touch becomes here, and of course your third touch becomes here. As a trend line bounce trader, would have used our entry criteria to picture out an entry within here and go long on that particular trade. We'll go long, having our trade here, then maybe stop loss somewhere here and take profit. As you can see, we would have been anywhere looking at above a particular structure. Maybe zooming out, you would have discovered a structure that would have helped you place your take profit perfectly. All right, but had it been you are a trend line break trader, you would have definitely be doing what? Thinking that this is a break of trend line, then you are definitely going to fall for this, trying to go short. But at the end of the day, what happened? It will hit you out on stop loss. That's why trend line break strategy is a little bit difficult, because you are definitely going against the trend. So after this one, we now tend to do what? Adjust the trend again to the current price. We keep waiting for the trend to get to our next touch, which happens to be here. First touch, second touch, and third touch. And had it been we were there at that point in time, we would have definitely done what? Taking this trade here, would have taken this trade here, then our stop loss, then having our stop loss somewhere above here. All right, remember, we are not doing any entry criteria analysis. It's just giving you an insight on what you should be expecting as a trend line bounce trader. So after that particular one, we do what? We adjust this trend again to the recent high, adjusting it this way, where our first take profit becomes what? Here, second take profit here, and then what? Sorry, first bounce here, second bounce here, and then what? Third bounce definitely here. We would have used our entry criteria also to do what? To find a long trade within this area, and we would have gone long on this trade, capturing all those people. If you were a trade line break trader, you would have actually fallen for what? You would have actually fallen for this fake breakout and went short. At the end of the day, you will lose money. So trend line bounce strategy is a strategy that even helps you go in the direction of the trend. So after this, again, you will tend to do what? You tend to discover that the market is still following that same trend line. So we can adjust it, all right? Adjust it, still maintaining our first peak. What most of you make mistake is trying to avoid, or not. What the mistake most of you make is drawing your trend line without actually starting from the first peak that the market started. All right, as you can see, I have actually been maintaining this initial price structure that actually gave rise to all this bullish move here. All right, so that's it. Here still becomes our first bounce, then here second touch, and of course here will definitely be what? Our fourth touch. And having our fourth touch here, what will happen? We will definitely look for an entry within that area and then go long on that particular trade within this area, having our take profit above here and our stop loss within here. So after that, again, we adjust the trend line, because we do not know where the market will be touching again. So we adjust the trend line somewhere here. All right, so adjusting the trend line again, you can see that the market also gives us an opportunity to make money. Here happens to be our first touch, second touch, and then third touch. We would have made money on this third touch. So after that, again, we tend to adjust our trend line, but on this point in time, we are no longer going to take any trade. Why? Because you will discover that the market within this area is no longer trending, but is now in what we call distribution phase. That's why you need a whole lot of knowledge, all right, forex knowledge, for you to succeed in this market. At this point in time, the market is no longer trending. It's a kind of ranging, coming down like this, like this. So it's in a distribution phase, and distribution phase is usually a sign for reversal. If you have not watched my Wyckoff strategy, click on the link. I'll be adding the link on the description. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. The Wyckoff cycle. All right, Wyckoff cycle, which has to do with accumulation, markup, distribution, and markdown phase, is definitely help you to identify turn points, or areas that market is going to turn. So at this point in time, we are no longer looking to take any trade. We just wait for market to give us a new structure. So we keep waiting and keep waiting until we were able to discover this new trend here. Starting from here, all right, we were able to discover this from here, but from there, extending it somewhere like this. All right, so basically here becomes what? Here becomes our first touch. Second touch, would have waited for maybe this market coming to third touch here so that we take a sell, but as you can see, the market did not actually get to our third touch, so we did not take that trade. We did not take that trade. All right, so but after picturing this out, we also able to identify another trend within this area. We're able to identify this, so it happens to be first touch, second touch, and what? And third touch somewhere here. All right, where here becomes our first touch, second touch, and obviously our third touch. So we would have definitely pictured an entry within this area of our third touch and would have gone short on this trade, having our take profit somewhere here and our stop loss somewhere there. All right, so this trade would have actually given us a good amount of money, made us a good amount of money. So from there, we keep waiting for what? Another touch of this market. So where here happens to be what? Where here happens to be our first touch. Here happens to be our first touch, second touch, third touch, and what? Fourth touch. Remember what I did tell you, that is advised for you to go for the third touch. Sometimes fourth touch might lead to break, all right, but however, we would have taken this trade, and this trade would have also given us enough money, though if you did not break even, you would have taken a loss. But had it been you break even like I do, then you would have obviously not taken a loss in this market. This move alone would have given you about 110 pips. All right, so that's the power of trendline bound strategy. So from here, we kind of discover that the market is now going bullish. So we're able to discover a new trend, having first touch here, second touch here, and obviously this trend would have gone like this. Let me delete all these other trend line that we do not use because I do not like clustering my charts with trend line. So looking at this, we did not put any single indicator. For most of you that cluster your charts with a whole lot of indicators, it's going to confuse you. For me, indicators, well, if you are using it and it's working for you, good for you. But I was an indicator trader before until I discovered pure price action, and that is the best way to make money. If you want to make money, it is by pure price action, just as like you are seeing us doing now. No indicator, it's just pure price action. All right, so having this trade here now would have definitely be doing what? Would have definitely be waiting for the market to make where here becomes the first touch, second touch. Would have been interested on this what? On this third touch, and had it been we were when the markets were here, we would have done what? Be able to discover this zone here, then doing what? Then going long from here. All right, if we go long from here, excuse me, would have gone long from here, or having our stop loss above here, and obviously our take profit would have been above here. But however, we are not going to leave it up to this extent because we are not swing traders. So however, we would have find a way to place our take profit somewhere here, where our stop loss would have been here. But had it been you are a trend line break trader, what you would have definitely been looking for is what? Is a sell maybe your take profit here, then your stop loss here. As you can see, the market is going to knock you out, and that's why I keep telling you that trend line break strategy is definitely not recommended for a beginner. All right, so basically from here again, we tend to discover, extend this trend line again, tend to extend it again, where what, where here happens to be our first touch, second touch, and we were expecting the market to get to third touch, where we definitely are going to be looking for entry to go long. But however, we are definitely not waiting for the market to reach up to this extent. We're able to picture what, another trend movement within here. We're able to picture another trend movement from here. All right, picturing it from here, here. Let me zoom in, where here becomes our first take profit, our first bounce, sorry. Here becomes our first bounce, second bounce, and what, and third bounce. Would have somehow looked for an entry within those areas to know if we are going to picture a buy entry within this area, and we would have taken a loss on this particular trade. All right, so up to the trades that we have taken, had even this was in real life, we're up to 8, all right, if not more than, and we only took 2 loss, That's the power of what, of trend line bounce strategy. All right, so we would have definitely been looking for, let's say, a buy within area here, having our stop loss here, and then obviously our take profit here. This trade would have taken us out. All right, so this is it currently on AUDJPY. So if you're on AUDJPY, what I'm expecting is for the market to do what, is for the market to keep selling up to this area, and after selling up to this area, then it will do what, it will definitely rally up. So if you are a trend continuation trader, you should be looking at picturing a continuation entry within this area to take a trade. However, we can also zoom in clearly. If we zoom in clearly, I will also be able to do what, I will also be able to identify a new trend for me, which is from here to somewhere here. All right, so basically, as you can see, AUDJPY at this moment is giving us a good sell opportunity. It's giving us a good sell opportunity. So here becomes our what, here becomes our first touch, second touch, and currently on our what, on our third touch. Let me delete this, and currently on our what, first third touch. So having this zone here, you will bear me a witness that if I take this trade at this moment, is actually a good setup. Having my that is actually selling, all right, so I can take this trade, but however, I will definitely wait for it to get to my red zone. All right, so I will take this trade for a sell from here. I'll take this trade for a sell from here. All right, my take profit definitely would have been here, and then my stop loss will be right above here. Remember, I'm on a 4-hour time frame, so I would definitely go to my lower time frame and look for my sniper entry, where I will go with a lower stop loss. So my take profit will definitely be here for the first take profit, and since I am targeting this market to get to this last trend line, all right, before going up, so my last take profit definitely would have been here. So this is what I'm expecting on this particular trade at this moment. So if you are looking to do anything on AUDJPY, definitely it should be a sell. So this is a high probability setup for me, and I will be taking this trade here. After this video, I will be taking this trade once I go to my lower time frame and use my entry criteria to picture out a perfect entry. I will hop in on this trade. So that's all for this video, and that's how you trade trend line bounce strategy. I hope this video actually helped you. If it did, do not forget to smash that subscription button, like this video, all right, so that YouTube algorithm can be able to share it to other people who might need it. Turn on your post notification bell so that when next I drop a new video like this, you will be notified. Also, click on the link in the description and join my Telegram community so that you have access to most of my free markup charts. Having that said, I will end this video here. Peace and out. To be Forex here.